Hello and welcome back, angels. I am so excited to do this. Hold on, let me move the mic. I don't know if mic position really has a huge effect on the audio of this video because I'm pretty far away from it just because of how my laptop's set up. Not going to get into it. Anyways, I was so excited to do this video. I haven't even brushed my teeth or washed my face yet, and I completely forgot about everything else I wanted to do in this game until this video was done. But, until this, I don't know, whatever, the timing of that sentence is all over the place. But here we've got a family, and I need to change this actually. Household panel. This is not, I mean, yes, and I will get into what this family is called. I'm going to call this Michael's Angels. Because I wanted to, so you know how I have Raphael in the House of Healing, and he's got a business where like Sims can come and heal because that's how he exchanges with others. Has a large consciousness that exists in all that is. Excuse me. Gosh, I'm telling you, I'm excited. I didn't do a bunch of things. But it's okay because I've done enough to do this. I actually like stayed up last night thinking about how I wanted to make the Michael's Angels household. And at first I was gonna have it be like Michael as like this really buff sim. And he was just gonna like, I'm getting like the image to like make my face bigger since I'm just talking a little bit about this at the beginning. So I might move my face around on the camera and just make it a little bit bigger. Just because I'm mostly talking about this right now. I'm not sure though. I don't know how I'm going to edit this in post-production or editing phase, whatever you want to call it. It's not really post-production. I don't really do too much production in this. I just kind of go for it when I'm inspired. But anyways, yeah, last night I was like, I actually thought of a couple different Sims to put in this world, and it's gonna be full. Like in my mind, I figured it out last night like a puzzle, and then I made this household, and then I was like, I need to make a video, and I completely forgot. Excuse me, completely forgot about any of the other Sims, and I'm starting to remember some of them, so that's gonna be my next step after this video. But excuse me, what I wanted to say about Michael is that at first, let me actually, this is going to be kind of interesting. So a lot of detail, small business info. Okay, before that, if I go to manage household, here we go. We've got this here. This is a very small picture of his household. Yeah. Okay. I'm just gonna speak. But at first I was like, yeah, he's going to be like a super strong, probably like older male sim, just like very buff, right? Because his whole thing was like a warriorship, and you know, he had to go down into the demon realms, you know, and do a whole bunch of things there and defeat the devil and evil and stuff like this. And he's got a bunch of angels that are trained by him. And so I was like, well, this is going to be the place where they're trained, and like it's going to be sword fighting, right? So it's like a sword fighting kind of a business, but he lives with all his angels and they all run it together, and they all train people for battle, and they all do the battle and stuff. And then I'm like, okay, yes, that story has been told. So like when I actually came into the game, I was like really excited, and that's exactly what I was going to do. But then when I went into create a sim, and let's go ahead and go into create a sim as I talk about this. So this is Michael, by the way. I wanted him to look like a sensei kind of a person. I had a dream a long time ago, years ago, where I met Michael. His name was Sharon, and it was Michael though. And I knew this upon waking even more clearly, but in the dream it was definitely Michael, but he was Sharon. And the idea was that he had united with a very feminine part of himself, and there was a lot more of I don't want to call it balance as in he's imbalanced. Like the idea is that everyone is exactly how they need to be at exactly every stage of where they're at, right? So, but I met him at a stage where he was Sharon, and he was united with this feminine part of him, and he looked a little bit like her, except like with a male body. and different hair. Like he presented as male, but more feminine. And balanced. So I was like, okay, so I'm gonna create this because that's the next step. We've already done the warriorship. We've already done the defeating of evil. We've already done that story for Michael. So the next step for him in my world, like my world of joy, my world of peace, my world of, all this beautiful stuff. You don't need to defeat that stuff. You're just uniting with yourself in my world. That's what I'm doing in my world, and that's what beings can do in my world. You can unite with yourself, and it's okay. And so, I was like, well, then Sharon is going to be him, but also that's going to be the aspect of himself that he's integrating with. So I decided to call her Sharon, and then I that was her name and who she was, and so I don't have a last name, so I just called her Michael's wife. Because I called Michael the Archangel, kind of what I did with Raphael, exactly like what I did with Raphael. Actually, he was Raphael, the Archangel. So I made Michael's next step, Michael's integration with his divine feminine, his wife, his whatever you want to call it. I called it Sharon, Michael's wife. I don't know. I just thought that was so nice, so sweet. Then he's got children. And the idea is that not necessarily breaking off parts of yourself, because breaking off parts of yourself is actually the opposite of what I'm doing in my world. It's actually more of a fulfillment for him. Like he's welcoming his children into his family. He's complete. He's whole. He's more in this nurturing, caring space more than the fighting. So I went ahead and gave him children, and they have names, and his daughter's name is No More Fighting. And she's like, I just get the sense that she's very strong, right? She's very strong. She's very strong. Like all of his children have his traits, him and Sharon, right? Like all of these beings that he's nurturing and caring for and healing with, from all that stuff, they're very much like him. They have got traits that him and Sharon have. This is her formal wear, for example. Like there's still warriorship, but there's a joyfulness in it. It's not about going down and fighting about that. You can teach about it, but you're not going to go and do that. This is your next step, right? You get to enjoy yourself. And so then this is her athletic wear. The idea is that like she's very strong. She has these traits, yet she's also part of Michael, and they're exploring how to relax and, I don't know, just be more complete and whole, more of a nurturing side. But yeah, and so I actually made this son before his teenage son. So I called this one The End of Fighting, right? Like, so the last names are actually, the fighting was a last name, but her first name kind of negates that No More Fighting. And then The End of Fighting, not negates it in like a negative way for No More Fighting, more like it brings in the other hue. It brings in the other end of that spectrum. We have fighting on one spectrum, and we have like not that on the other spectrum. We have peace, but it's not an anti, it's a unity. It's a togetherness. And so I don't know how else to explain that. It's just peaceful. It's like peace and fighting, if you want to put them on different ends of the spectrum, or however you see that kind of a polarity or that kind of a duality in your mind. This is the unity of it, right? So I did that the same with his I did the same thing with his son. So The End of Fighting, and he's the youngest son, right? So, which is perfect. Then his other teenage son is moving on from fighting. And yeah, I did the same thing. I'll just walk through the outfits real quick. This is formal wear. So the idea is that like there's definitely aspects of Michael and Sharon in all of these kids. Was that his cold weather wear? Why did I give him that? I gave everyone else like... Okay, that's okay. If I want to change it, I'll change it later. But this is what it is right now. But yeah, so I'm really excited for... Like, I definitely like this athletic wear because I feel like the symbol here is like he's graduated from the fighting. It's kind of like a symbol of like love and light. And some people talk of like light language or like symbols that protect. Like, it's the end, like a trophy, like a badge of honor kind of thing. Like, it's the end of fighting. It's the end of that. So I don't know. I just thought it was like, yeah, I gave everyone like winter wear that's like that. So this is Sharon, his wife, and she's adventurous, athletic, and self-assured. Just because she shares his traits, she is him. I love this formal wear for her. Very queenly, very, very queenly. She's like royalty in that way too. I don't know if I want to do the noble career because I don't want to have to put another throne in their house. I don't want to have to like do that. But in my mind, she is actually like royal. Like she is royalty. She's just royalty. So that's how I made her. Oh, I love this as well for her. I love all the outfits I made for her. Yeah, very regal, very royal, very beautiful. And then, yeah, this one's kind of cute. I don't know. I just felt myself like putting myself in the shoes of like a being who would like relaxation after who knows how long of doing that sort of stuff. A being who's ready to move on. So, oh yeah, I love this too. Like a celebration of what he's done, a celebration of the fighting, a celebration of what he's done. So I don't know. I just was like really, really happy with that. And I'll show you their house because it's on my mind to do. So I'm going to do it. And that's the next step of this video. So we're going to do that. Also, yeah, I feel like I've got some cool hair today. And I'm good with that too. All right. Right. I moved them in and it was a thunderstorm and they were all scared. And I was like, okay, this is not a place of being scared. So we're going to solve that. And now just the child is scared, but that's okay. He's scared of thunderstorms. It'll be okay. Let me get rid of this. What is that? How do I get out of this? Okay. Yeah, there was just an update to The Sims. So let me turn on all lights so that way we can go ahead and see what I'm showing you here. I'm actually also going to do BB move objects in case I see something I want to fix it or whatever. But this is, it's raining, it's such bad weather to show this to you in. Also, the sensitivity on my mouse, I never adjusted it and it's still super sensitive. But that's why my scrolling in and out is so fast. But this is their home and business because they do have a business. So I'm going to go into build mode. Yeah. All right. And get rid of this. So in the business part, there are two business areas. So we've got this sword fighting area over here with these dummies. And then over here on this mat, this is where I imagine the duels would happen for like kind of like how like in karate people like go against each other. I've been watching a lot of very fun 80s flicks about like karate and martial arts lately, and so that it's totally feeding into this vibe right now, and I'm just leaning into it, having fun with it. But this is where I imagine the like one-on-one duels with sword fighting would be, because there's no like martial arts in The Sims yet, and I don't know if there will be, but that would be really cool. But this is where the sword fighting duels would be, because this area has the most space on this lot for something like that, so I imagine Sims would naturally gravitate here, which is great. Yeah, more dummies on that side. A lot of like black and gold and white, because like coming up out of that space, like I just wanted the colors to thematically like symbolize like the graduation of coming up out of that kind of a space and mindset and duality. I just realized my lips are so dry. I'm sorry, guys. I did not. That's fine. Yeah, and then, yeah, the dummies in red, just because, like, of the journey of, like, fighting in that way, you know, violence and stuff like that. Definitely you have to be passionate about what you're doing. You have to have a lot of... Okay, those are random people. Okay, I hope they're okay. All right, and then also... there's this concept called like astral diving, or diving into a lot of the things that you need to face into your life, in your life. And so in my mind, like swimming is the fitness skill, right? But you have to be like, this would be a place to come and seek training and to learn how to do it responsibly for yourself. And you don't even need to be trained, even probably just doing it for yourself over and over and over again, learning what a dive feels like. So there's a diving board here, and that's one of the business activities. Also swimming, like just being able to be okay with doing a dive like that, going down to retrieve an aspect of yourself, or going down to discover more of yourself in that space, going down until you don't need to go down anymore, going down until you're at peace with yourself, or you've attained whatever it is that you need, even if it's just a random piece of knowledge that you don't even know about yet, which is the point of getting it, right? So, and that is not something we could possibly know at this level. At this level, when we're done, we just go home, basically. So this would be the place to like go and learn how to do that dive. So here's like how to fight, and how to, like, in my mind, it's like how to be a ninja, you know, like how to be in that space and be okay. And I don't know if ninja is the right word. Is samurai the better word? I don't know any of this kind of like lore. I just know martial arts stuff from what I've seen from 80s movies made in the US. That's probably very, very bad, but I'm just putting it out there. I'm just, in my mind, this is the place where one would be trained to do that kind of a fighting, that kind of a spiritual warfare that happens with everyone in their lives at certain points, especially if they're aware of it. And then this is the place where you'd go to learn how to be okay in water, emotions, in density. Water is more dense than air. It compresses you a little bit more than air, especially as you dive down deeper and deeper, and how to be okay with stuff like that, how to have breathing, how to be okay, you know, how to be invisible when you want to be invisible, just to do your work, not to be malicious, obviously, because that negates the whole point of going on a dive to retrieve yourself, but to be, to do what you need to do, basically, in that space. Yeah, you're diving down not to join the darkness, but to retrieve yourself and learn about yourself more. Yes. I've been like misspeaking a little bit sometimes, and I've noticed this when I talk to people in real life, and then I have to like clarify myself a bunch of times. So yes, not diving down to be malicious, diving down in clarity, as clear as you can be with yourself and the things around you as they appear around you. Because if you are malicious when you dive down, you are defeating the point of coming back up. You are. You have to be clear with yourself, honest with yourself. And you have to know what you're doing and how to be okay with that. And there are beings everywhere that can help you with that. Lots of guides for that. You just make the intention to be guided by a master or by someone who can help you retrieve yourself or learn what you need to do and come back up. And that intention is truth. Okay, so let's go ahead and go to their private house. And I guess there are many different ways to understand it, but that's been my experience and it's held true for me. Okay, so I don't know, maybe, I don't know. Everyone has a different way of doing this, and all ways are valid as long as they work for you and they are not malicious, because again, that defeats the purpose. You just have more to learn at the end if you do it that way. Yeah, so there are showers here, there are 2 bathrooms over here, and this is all the public space. Everything with like the blue mountain walls is the place of training and learning. And then this is the place of more training and learning in that way. And then these are the kiosk machines where Sims can like pay. It's a single price entry fee, just like every other place here. It's kind of the idea of, if you're going to come here, you're going to exchange with me. And this is just the way I'm doing it in The Sims, because it's how it balances out. Or in my mind, it's just how it makes sense. Okay, so on this side, I'll go ahead and toggle this. This area outlined in blue is the private area for the Sim family, for the actual family to live. So we do have I'll get rid of it now. The main entrance over here, we can see Sharon is over here. This is their main living room. I did give them a really nice couch over here. They do have a bookshelf, TV, table. They've got a really nice dining table over here, and then a kitchen with their fridge over here, and then trash can here, and then here's a half bath down on that first floor, and then a little chess table over here. I think the youngest son wants to build logic and active skill, motor skill at the same time. So we're going to do that. So yeah, this is what that looks like for them. I'm very happy with that. That's their first floor. And then let's go. I didn't forget the trash can, by the way. Actually, no, I didn't forget the mailbox. I thought I almost forgot the mailbox, but I didn't. It's right there. Okay. So yeah, let's go up to the second floor. And then I've got a bunch of like half walls, just kind of creating a design on the roof of this place. And then over here, this house, this is actually like where all the bedrooms are. And initially I was going to have a staircase leading up to the second floor, and the second floor was going to be like the living room and dining, and then everyone would have bedrooms on the first floor. But I just felt like climbing upstairs, I don't know, I felt like it might be better just for the bedrooms to be on the second floor, so that way, like, if they're in like the public spaces or whatever, it's just easier to go to the living space rather than climb upstairs to get to like the living space of their home. Also, if they invite Sims over and stuff. I don't know, that's just how it made sense in my mind when I was starting to build, so I stuck with that. Okay, so on this second floor, I didn't do a ton of stuff, but I did give them all rooms. Like, this is the bathroom off the hall that all the children would use, so like the 2 teens and the child. This is the in-suite for the master bedroom, which would be Sharon's and Michael's room. They've got some owls here. I don't know, I just felt like they needed something here. I was gonna try to like maybe like trophies or something like that. That would have been very appropriate, but in the end I found these owls and I thought it was softer and warmer and nice. Like, obviously beings like this would have lots of trophies and lots of achievements, but I felt like the owls was kind of like a nice image for this life, you know, because it's like a little owl family, and obviously they're nurturing now, which is really nice. Okay, anyways, and again, this is just my interpretation, like my playing. This is literally me playing. Like, please don't read too deeply into this. I'm very happy with this. If you want to read deeply into it, that's fine, like, by all means. But and like, yeah, just do you, but I'm happy with how I'm playing with this. It feels good to me and I'm good with it. So this is the little kid's bed. This is assigned to the end of fighting, and he's athletic. I can imagine him really enjoying snowboarding. In fact, I made it one of his likes, so he's gonna like it. And then he's got a little dinosaur here to talk to, a little baby doll, clothes things, and this is where everyone in the family can play games with him if they want. It's a game table, and it also builds logic skill, which is really nice. So like the kids' room, the end of fighting, is where everyone will hang out, which is nice. That's kind of funny. Just realized that. Anyways, yeah, so this is the teenage girls' room, and then this is the teenage boys' room over here. Yeah, and then that bathroom. So it's like there's not like a whole lot inside the private quarters, but there is a lot in the house, or on the property in general, a lot of things that they can play with. And for the things that they don't have in their house, I'm sure they can go visit other lots in the world. That's kind of why I'm making the world like this. I want people to be able to visit the public part of the private lots, if that makes sense. The part where that's open for exchanging with others, in order to like meet others and also learn of their vibrations, and those vibrations have the things that they would need to complete their own aspirations and learning. Like, it's all about exchanging with beings and stuff like that, but responsibly, and no maliciousness, no hiding. Not no hiding, because it's just that there's nothing to hide from in this world that I'm building. You don't have to hide from people like that. But yeah, I don't know. I'm very happy with this. I think this is the end of the video. Yeah, that's it. The end. That's all I wanted to say. But yeah, I'm going to go continue to play, and I'll come back when I have more stuff. Let me know what you think. I really like this build. I think a little academy for like martial arts or like sword fighting would be really good. I'm excited to play with this. Maybe I will play with it soon. I don't have any skills for these people. Yeah, I just moved them in. I'm hesitant to play with them now, so I'm going to listen to that. I might play with them later, and we might do a little playthrough in that way later on. Anyways, thanks so much for tuning in. I hope you enjoyed. Bye!